Welcome to the No Cap Sports Show podcast where sports and combos collide. I am your host, Fredo.
I'm your co-host, Mo Money.
And I'm your co-host, Mills Lane. What up? What up?
What's good? What's good, people? How y'all be today?
Outstanding.
I am so happy to be here.
I am so happy to be here. Yes.
Absolutely. Shout out to Ebony Lawson. What's up, fam? How you be today?
Hey, Ebony.
Yes, man. Good. So look here to all our viewers and listeners out there. I know we're -1 tonight. That's right. The ill J Will, should I say? No pun intended. He is not feeling well today, guys. So I look forward to him next week. So, but we're gonna go ahead and carry him. My man J Will, go ahead and get real, man. And like I said, get you some soup, get you some ginger ale, take you some of that Robitussin and stuff like that, man. And like I said, we'll see you when we see you, champ. Yes, so sir. Look here, man. You know what, we just gonna get right into it, man. These NBA playoffs, guys, you guys got to tell me what are your thoughts about like I said, the game so far, man. It's definitely been they definitely been getting it in, man, from all sorts, bro. So I mean, tell me what you're thinking, man, because like I said, I got a lot on my mind. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so I'll take the stance that the unconventional stance. For me, it's not about the teams that are there, it's about the teams that aren't there. When we start looking at the Lakers and you start looking at the Clippers and all they did to acquire that talent and not to be in the playoffs, not to, in the Lakers case, not to even make the play in, I think it's a travesty, you know. And then you look at some of the teams that are in the playoffs and you look at how they built their organization and how most of them are set up for well and sustained success in most cases. And then you start looking at a team like Brooklyn. Like, what does it look like? What does the future look like? Mm-hmm. You know, if you're struggling with a Boston Celtic team, I don't know the score tonight, but it's just a sign of the times to come. I think we're watching a changing of the guard with some of the young players. When you look at a Ja Morant, you look at Devin Booker, you look at Jason Tatum. It's just a sign of Anthony Edwards. Oh, my God, in the second year, absolutely. Anthony's looking good. So that's my take because it's too early in these series and in the playoffs to make a real take over who's winning and who's not. But I'll leave y'all with this final thought. Chris Paul has the worst luck of any NBA superstar I've ever seen. Every time
you hitting on one today.
Somebody gets hurt or he gets hurt because I don't even think we understand the magnitude of Devin Booker. So what it's going to do, it's going to cause Chris Paul to have to go in his bag. And his bag is great, but it's full of injuries.
Absolutely.
And disappointment. So I don't know how far he's going to get if he has to dip into that bag before his body gives up. So that's my thoughts, team.
Yeah, my girlfriends would say, poor little tink tink.
Poor little tink tink. Poor little tink tink.
Poor thing. But I'm gonna just start off, you know, it is too early. However, don't expect me to give you any commentary on the West teams yet.
Okay.
They play too late during the week. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I don't care. I can catch him on Twitter. I'll figure it out. I'm not sitting up watching no games this week. Matter of fact, let's go another round and a half before I really get into it. But I will say, poor Trae Young right now. Like the first two games, like he is a baller during the regular season. But this cat, and I didn't even know about this cat, Gabe Vincent, dude. Like he's from UC Santa Barbara. Like he is D'ing him up. So I'm hoping because, you know, even though I love Jimmy Butler for the Heat,
he bring that heat.
I really do love Jimmy Butler, like on so many levels. But I was hoping that, you know, the Hawks, I hope they pull out a couple games. Just because, you know, they got a good team. You know, they've been working hard for a few years. They're always like right there, and then, you know, it all blows up in their face. The Sixers, I'll say no more. You know, Joel Embiid is the bomb. You know, I am hoping. I really want them to go into the finals. I just do.
You do?
It's way past time for the Sixers, y'all.
Okay.
The hungriest team on the East, right in the East, I'll say, are the Celtics. The Celtics are hungry.
Y'all go ahead with that, man.
With all they are hungry and always right there, but just not. They can't quite. You remember that what was that movie with a curl? Can't quite.
Just can't
curl. You know, that's how I feel about the Celtics. But I really feel like that. You know, it's always about the hunger and who wants it the most. So that's my spiel right now. But wait on my West list for a couple weeks.
You know, good commentary, guys. Here's the thing with me, and even I got to calm down sometimes because what's it called, Mo? Like I said, when people get excited and start making these predictions and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? After one game, there it is.
Is what it's called.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And I was listening to Kendrick Perkins the other day. He was on First Take, and shout out to Kendrick Perkins. But I love him to death. He has great commentary, great insight, man. He's a freaking star. But the one thing that if I had to disagree with anything that he's ever said, he was like, well, yeah, man, KD just got pumped the other day. And I'm like, bro, did you see the same game that I saw? That wasn't pumped. That was called a double, triple team. They was jumping, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they were just jumping in from the get-go. He just had, he had a bad game. Right. And you know what? Hopefully in game 2, not even hopefully, you know what? He'll make those adjustments. He's entitled to have a bad game and stuff like that. Kyrie was in his bag, of course. Gave you 39. What did you guys think about him flicking off the fans?
Did you make a big deal out of that? And they mad. They still gonna be mad and stay mad, but he gonna get booed every time he hit that court.
Right.
And he has to know that. But if it's I don't know if 50,000 don't hurt him too much. If it don't hurt him, he might throw up another one.
my thing is, bro, I'm not in the business of throwing away money. Like 50,000 to Kyrie's probably like 500 to me. I don't have money to just throw away. You know what I mean? That's just me. I mean, if it's gonna cost you some money, let your play do the talking.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the fans had to laugh the last laugh because they won.
Yeah, that's true, guys. Let me ask you this, guys. In terms of the Boston, let's get to the Boston and Brooklyn game. We know that they're playing right now.
Right.
What adjustments, and this is out to any one of you guys, what adjustments that you feel that Brooklyn needs to make? You know what I'm saying, in order to steal game 2. Before you say anything, like I said, what I don't like about Brooklyn, it's basically everything is all ISO. And I understand NBA itself is an all ISO league or what have you. But with Brooklyn, sometimes it's like a your turn, my turn type thing with Kyrie and KD. And I don't like that. I think they're going to have to mix it up a little bit. They're going to have to get the Steph Curry involved, Patty Mills and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Browns and stuff like that. Those are the guys that are going to have to, you know what I'm saying, come up big in order for, like I said, in order for them to take this series and stuff like that. We know that we're hearing that Ben Simmons should be back game 4. So other than that, man, free sounds like Ben Simmons is now free. So, so. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? What adjustments that you feel that Brooklyn needs to make in order to take this series?
I mean, not a lot. I mean, they lost on a buzzer beater layup. Mm-hmm. I mean, if anything, the things that they're missing, Brooklyn's been missing since they traded Jared Allen. You look at the rim protection. The Celtics are consistently able to get whatever they want in the paint because they don't have consistent rim protection. But I mean, Brooklyn don't have to make a whole lot of it, and they can't make a bench. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna happen because Boston is consistently killing them with that second unit. There's nothing Steve Nash can do about it. He can try to offset his stars, but at the end of the day, Ime Udoka just has a better bench. He has a better team because they built their team organically, whereas Brooklyn put theirs together in the microwave. So that's my take on it.
Because both teams are 3-point threats, and like you said, you can't really and in playoffs you don't want to flip the table. Right, you got to do what you did to get there. But because I'm old school, I'm gonna say more high percentage shots. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we throwing them up. You know, and like you say, it's who got this one? Come down the court, somebody throwing it up. But sometimes you got to go fundamental, and let's get some more high percentage shots and protect the rim, right? And I think that's but you can't flip it for any team. Like I think that would be a bad coach that would say, okay, we got a whole new game plan
Right.
for the playoffs. That ain't smart.
Right. But let's go back to game one. Towards the end of the game. I think Brooklyn was up by one, and I think it was like 20 something seconds left. And like I said, Kyrie had the ball, and like I said, they was jumping Kyrie left and right, and Kyrie's was trying to get to the lane. He was double teamed. Um, Kevin tried to set a screen, and come to find out, Kevin Durant and Bruce Brown was in the same place. It was just messy, or what have you. But what I
Three
thought,
Stooges.
it pretty much Mills. But you know what? I was upset at Steve Nash because I was like, okay, why didn't you call a timeout right there? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Set up a play, a set something up. You know what I'm saying? Set up. I don't know. I get upset at him a lot because I just feel that there is a little more that he can do from a coaching standpoint. Like tonight, I hope he run more pin downs for Kevin Durant, have him off, more screen action. And Kevin, like I said, and Katie, in terms of when he get the ball, just get the ball and go. Be decisive with it and stuff like that. Because by you holding on to it so long or what have you, like I said, yeah, they're jumping you left and right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, has Steve Nash called timeouts in those situations all year? Probably not.
No.
He's probably let the guys play it out. So you got to stay organic and true to who you are. If that's who he's been all season, they're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter how they got here. That's how they play.
Yeah.
I also think that's eventually going to down the Nets in their championship aspirations. The inexperience of Steve Nash and the ISO ball. So a lot of people they get mad at LeBron James, right?
What's good, fam?
About the way that he plays and the way that he facilitates and gets everybody involved. Well, if you look at it, that way of playing ball, when you get those role players energized, especially on the road, they stay engaged. A lot of times when you look at Brooklyn, the role players are standing off to the side and they're not engaged, they're disengaged. And that's on our offensive end, which ultimately leads to the defensive end, which they're one of the worst defensive teams in the league because their role players are not engaged in the game plan offensively.
Yeah,
That's a good analysis.
That's definitely great analysis. What are your so let me ask you this, guys. What are your keys to well, obviously we got Philadelphia's up 2-0, but you're hearing a lot of, like I say, you're still hearing a lot of criticism about James Harden, not doing enough, him not shooting a high percentage and stuff like that. But I'm like this, I'm not a fan of the way he left Brooklyn. You already know how I felt about that, Mo. But I think he's doing okay because I'm like this. What he's doing is he's facilitating the offense, not only through Joel Embiid, but he's in terms of others and stuff like that. And you seeing Maxey, that young boy is just getting off, man, big time, man. So what do you guys thoughts about this series? I think that series is pretty much wrapped up.
It's a wrap. I would be surprised. It's a wrap. I really do. I really cannot see them losing. Again, sometimes it's like when you are watching a team go on a run and there is nothing you can do about it. And you are up and they just steady chipping away at that lead. I think the Sixers are gonna come out. I don't think they're gonna give up a game. That's just me.
Now,
what you think, Mo?
So I came on earlier this year and we had a discussion about Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving's roles and what they needed to do. And I said that both of them needed to take a step back and be stars in their own roles and not superstars, because 3 superstars, it doesn't work. It never has. Right. And the reason I wanted James Harden to be in that superstar role is because of his ability to pass the basketball. James Harden probably has one of the best basketball IQs I have ever seen. From the way that he can create shots, he's not the best athlete out there. So he has mastered the art of shot creation, foul calls. And now you see it all on display in Philly. And you have to actually commend James Harden for being selfless. Coming there, he, in his own right, he can say, I'm 2-3-time MVP. I've been to Western Conference Finals, the finals. Let this thing run through me. No, he's taking a backseat to Joel Embiid. He's also taking a backseat to Tyrese Maxey because he recognizes the talent. So I honestly love the way that James Harden is playing. I don't think he'll ever be back to that James Harden we saw back in the day because he didn't take care of his body. His body has betrayed him, and that's what happens when you get in your 30s and you didn't take care of yourself in your 20s. But I don't have a problem with the role he's playing now. Anybody that has a little bit of basketball acumen has to understand He was a
Absolutely.
volumetric shooter, and he's not getting that volume now because he's taking a star role, not a superstar role.
Absolutely. And he's not shooting a high percent. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And what I do respect about him, like I said, he know that his game is not on. So you know what? Okay, let's go to other areas and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To help facilitate the offense better and let everybody else get off. And then, if I'm on, then guess what? It's a bonus at the end of the day. Hey, look here, man. I think Phoenix is could be in trouble, guys. I think Phoenix could be in trouble. BI is man. I gave it to him last night, 37. I think they, hey Mills. I think it could be a problem. And everybody talking about some, well, yeah, they won without, you know what I'm saying? They won with, they've had injuries all season long, and they pretty much sustained it and stuff like that. And was playing without Chris Paul for a while, and other players and stuff like that. But I think this could be something different, man. This could be something different. What are your thoughts?
That's a good series. Like I said, I haven't watched any of the West Coast to the end, trust me. But I think as long as Devin Booker stays strong, I think that team ultimately will win the series. But it's definitely going to be a battle, and it's quality play. Like ain't nobody giving up nothing, So
yeah, and Book, so Book is out the next 2 games.
Yeah, I think they definitely could be in trouble, but I don't know if it'll be this series, in particular because the Pelicans just don't have enough experience, and I don't know enough about Brandon Ingram being consistent. That's what plagued them with the Lakers. Being a Lakers fan, I know there'd be games he would come out, he'd be very good, and then there'd be games that he just wouldn't show up. My concern with Phoenix is not this series; it's the next series when you got to face Dallas or Utah. And Luka Doncic comes back. Well, let's say Dallas doesn't win and Utah advances, right? Let's say you get past Utah. Are you really ready for Golden State with Devin Booker playing with one leg?
First of all, don't bring up Utah. Don't bring up Utah. Please don't bring up. Yeah, they're so overrated, man.
Do you think they're overrated, or I thought you were gonna say like they are spoil it for somebody?
They won't, Mills. And I did not mean to cut you off, bro.
No,
that just irked my nerves when you said Utah, man. They are the most freaking overrated damn team. They're a regular season damn team, man.
They're fifth seed though. Yeah, they're fifth seed.
By default, probably.
Yeah, they're fifth seed. So I think they're rated accordingly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the NBA plugs them because of their location. They need to go ahead and plug them up, but nobody will hear about Utah. But at the end of the day, they have enough talent. It's just something missing with the chemistry there. But no, I let me plug Jay Wood comments up there.
Go ahead, put it up there.
Yeah, I'm not a huge New Orleans Pelicans supporter. I honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. When Monty Williams goes back and he looks at the film and he looks at what Devin Booker, what Brandon Ingram was able to do,
right?
I can bet you a paycheck that Mikal Bridges, who finished in the top 3 in defensive MVP voting, will guard him baseline to baseline. Okay, and then if Brandon Ingram can score with a consistent game plan to stop him,
right,
then he'll have my respect.
Yeah, but anybody, you got CJ McCollum too, though, bro.
CJ McCollum accidentally lit him by CJ McCollum, one of the most inconsistent players in the NBA.
But guess who's home and who's not?
Hey, they ain't been home since November getting paid $50 million. They ain't been work. But CJ will show up sometimes, and then he won't show up sometimes. He's a better player at home than he is on the road. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I won't say it's easy, but Brandon Ingram, don't get me wrong, he's an NBA scorer. He's gonna get points. But when a defense is geared to stop you, then I want to see you come out and do that. When the plan is just totally geared towards you.
Right. Jonathan just said he doesn't have to. You still got a game plan for CJ at the end of the day.
They had a game plan for him in game 1, too. And they lost.
Shout out to J Top 5.
And it's hard to, and let's be clear, if you lose a star player in the middle of the game, there's not too many teams or coaches that are going to be able to adjust to that in game. What makes Monty Williams a consistent Coach of the Year candidate every year is his adjustments game to game.
Absolutely.
Between him, Chris Paul, I trust that staff. I trust those players
Over
that
Willie
they'll figure
Green.
it out.
He said, trust that over Willie Green, huh?
I don't know about Willie Green.
Okay.
I mean, hey, I love that Willie Green got a job, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, John said before CJ got there that was the game plan. What do you say? Game plan. What do you say? Game plan. Every game, and Bi was killing. Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
hey man.
he was killing, and he wasn't getting to the playoffs. This is his first playoff.
True
You
story.
know what I'm saying? If Bi was at home.
Okay. Did any of one of you guys? And I know Mills, you said you didn't catch the West Coast. Did you catch Memphis and Minnesota?
I did.
You.
Yeah, that's Ja from the crib. I'm rocking with Ja. I'm gonna catch every minute of that series. Plus, I'm gonna let it be known. I hate Patrick Beverly. I don't know him personally, but I hate the player.
It is.
You
heard it here first.
I'm just keeping it real. Like, be glad that you're in the NBA. I'm happy you there. You can feed your family. But I just say some of the antics that go on, man. Cut out. I mean, it's Bush League. You know what I'm saying? You hurt Russell Westbrook a couple years ago. I don't think you're that great defensively, personally. I think your reputation supersedes the actual attributes. So I can't wait for Memphis to beat the Timberwolves. And also, hopefully, Anthony Edwards will ask for a trade because Karl Anthony Towns is soft. You know what I mean? I don't know the man.
Say what's on your mind, bro. Tell him how you feel.
He's soft, man. I mean, at the end of the day, when I look at the Minnesota Timberwolves, I love to see Anthony Edwards play, but I see a soft Karl Anthony Towns who's crying behind every doggone call. D'Angelo Russell is probably one of the most inconsistent, talented players I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God, he is so inconsistent. You don't know what you're gonna get from him.
Get him out of there. Hopefully, Anthony Edwards. You ain't even got to come to the Lakers, bro. I just want to see you get out of that marred franchise, man. If Kevin Garnett, the best power forward that I ever seen play, was second best. Tim Duncan was the best.
Okay.
Couldn't get them to an NBA Finals, bro. You ain't doing it. I mean, you get up out of town, bro.
True. All I have to offer to the West Coast is go Grizzlies, and all this probably ain't gonna matter because I feel like Steph Curry got another championship in him. So I don't know. I just, you know.
So you think you got Golden State coming out the West?
I do.
That's what it sounds like you talking about.
I got them in the conference finals. I do.
Ain't nothing wrong. Hey, they play. Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. I'm glad you said that, and I want to segue into this. Draymond Green is probably one of the most unappreciated darn players, you know what I'm saying, in today's game, man. I mean, his stats do not wow you at all. But I was just looking at him the other night in terms of how he facilitate their offense, you know, how he defend their best player, how he defend the low post players and stuff like that. I mean, he just gives you, he's a stat stuffer, you know what I'm saying, all the way around the board, man. And like I said, hey, man, I mean, he's definitely underrated, man. And I mean, he got, you know, and obviously basketball aficionados know, you know what I'm saying, they are very appreciative of him, man. But hey, man, you guys may be on to something, man, with Golden State, man. I think they could be on a mission.
You know, I really do. But you know why I say I believe that is because they are a fundamentally sound team. Now, again, I know that's I'm old school, but fundamentally, who can touch them? Like, they know each other. It's not like somebody trying to one up another person, you know, or it's not just one guy all the time. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. The only thing that could doom Golden State would be the post play. Sometimes they have a tendency to get out rebounded. But there's not too many teams in the West right now that are going to have a post presence that are going to advance. Because me personally, and you hearing it here first, if Devin Booker does not get better, I don't see Phoenix making it out the second round. I just don't. I don't see how a CP3 led team can beat what Dallas has going on if they could get out, or what Utah. I know you said Utah overrated, but I'm gonna tell you something that Donovan Mitchell is gonna be a problem, and they have some shooters and it's competent, and I believe in their coach. But back
you
to
believe
your question,
you believe in Quinn Snyder.
I do. Okay. A lot of times with Utah, it's not the coaching that's the problem.
What's the problem,
execution. Like
Why?
I seen Rudy Gobert have 4 straight turnovers in the game. That ain't got nothing to do with coaching.
Okay,
With his
okay,
with his butter hands, you know what I mean?
okay,
He can't catch the ball in the post.
okay. But
But
he can't. But bro, okay, he can't guard pick and rolls, right? He can't guard pick and you know what I'm saying. He can't guard pick and rolls, what have you. That tan is, excuse my French. They tan his ass up on pick and rolls all day, every day. But then at the same time, you got no choice but to keep him in there because he's your best defensive option at
right.
the end of the day. So I mean, but
Well, let me ask you this question: what true center, 7 foot or above, can guard pick and roll?
yeah, you're right. That's it's not easy.
Knees.
Right, it's garbage. He said,
It's not just I wouldn't say garbage. Now there's some garbage coaches. Quinn Snyder had Utah in the playoffs every year. He has them in the conversation. A lot of times when I look at coaching, I look at it and I say, how's your lineups? How's your substitution? Because a coach can't do everything for the players. You know, I think sometimes we give them a little bit too much credit. And I
right.
think sometimes they take a little bit too much of the blame when it comes to that. But at the end of the day, Rudy Gobert, when you ask me and you say, would I rather have Rudy Gobert in the middle or would I rather have a lot of centers that are out there in the middle? I'm going to
True
take Rudy
story, Jonathan.
Gobert, man.
Yeah. Look here, bro. I get you, bro. I'm not high on Utah at all. Again, I'm go back to my previous comments. Yeah, I'm just not. I'm not.
I'm just not
Yeah.
high on a Phoenix team
Well,
without Devin Booker.
I am high. You're right. I'm not high on them without Devin Booker as well. But let me tell you something. I respect Phoenix big time, man. What I love about that team, they play for one another, and they enjoy playing with each other and stuff like that. And you know, and like I said, and I love Monty Williams, man. He's like I said, obviously he's from the DMV, of course. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm really starting to believe in that guy, man. It's something, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, the message is gotten with that team, man. And they've done it all season and stuff in terms of playing without Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just gonna sit back. You know, I'm just gonna sit back and watch and see what takes place. But yeah, it do look like they could be in trouble. But you know, we'll see what games 3 and 4 looks like in New Orleans, and then we'll be able to take it from there, guys.
Oh yeah.
So look here. Debo Williams. I mean, I said Debo Williams. Debo Samuels. Debo Samuels, man. San Francisco is asking for a trade today. What are your guys' thoughts on that, man? What the hell is going on with San Francisco? San Francisco was like, from what I'm hearing, they're willing to pay him. You know what I'm saying? They're willing to pay him market value in terms of wide receiver money, but he is requesting for a trade. What is going on? What are your thoughts in terms of this, guys? This is.
Do y'all think football players are trying to take a page out of the NBA
Absolutely.
players?
Absolutely. Do I think I know?
Then what else could it be, right? I mean, is he hoping? I mean, you know, they talking to somebody.
I got my theory, Mills. I do, but I'm you know, I'm gonna fall back and like I said, I want to get you guys' perspective before I jump in.
I think he saw Devontae Adams get paid. He saw Tyreek Hill get paid. You talking about a guy statistically that's 75 to 80% of the San Francisco 49er offense. And you got to also think about it, man. If he's carrying the ball 10 to 15 times a game, he's going to have a running back shelf life. So he wants to be respected and put in a situation, exactly, Jay Wood, that he's not a running back. You know, I think it's less about the money and it's more about the role, the fit, and the disrespect. You knew this man was due a contract 4 years ago. You saw him play last year. You saw him in training camp, and you didn't offer him anything. So now you come into the table. You already done disrespected me enough time. Now that the price done went up, now you want me to come down. They should have took care of this a long time ago. They knew Jimmy Garoppolo was their quarterback. They seen Trey Lance throw the ball and couldn't read the defense. They knew he was all they had, and they didn't secure him. So it's their fault.
Can I read y'all a tweet real quick?
You sure can. Go ahead, Mills.
Jordan Schultz said, he said, this is a grown man out looking for his family who's put in more work and time into his craft than you can even imagine. Racist notes and death threats. Are you kidding me? Complete garbage and a huge L. Debo doesn't owe anyone anything.
I look at it like this. This is my theory. I don't think this has anything to do with money because, again, San Francisco, me personally, I think San Francisco is willing to pay him whatever market value it is in terms of the top receivers, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the pay scale. Is it a geographical issue? That could be, you know what I'm saying? But me personally, I think it's a quarterback issue. And I think you alluded to it earlier, Mo. But I think you see the writing on the wall because I don't know if they're going to. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to trade Garoppolo, and like I said, I don't think he has all the faith in the world in Trey Lance. So you know what I'm saying, that could be an issue within itself. I just don't. I don't think it has anything to do with the money aspect because I just don't see San Francisco, not paying them top dollars in terms of market rate in terms of these top wide receivers. When I heard Adam Scheffler talk about that earlier, no, it wasn't Adam Scheffler. It was the other guy. I can't think of his name. I think it's Phil Yates or something like that via ESPN. But it's basically just saying that, yeah, it has nothing to do with the money. It's just, he's requesting a trade, whether it's geographical or like I said, me personally, in terms of my theory, I think it's a quarterback issue as well.
Well, I'm gonna put it real. I'm gonna put it real with you though. I don't think it's a quarterback. It's because a wide receiver of his magnitude, they're gonna feel like whoever throwing on the ball, they're gonna get money. That's just the mindset, and with his skill set and being able to take screen passes to the house, I think it has everything to do with respect. He feels disrespected. Like
how though? But how, Mo?
You knew my contract needed to be renewed last year, going into this year. You take care of that the year before. They did it with George Kittle. George Kittle ain't had to do all this. They took care of George Kittle before his contract was over.
How do we know they didn't have negotiations behind the scene or anything like that?
Obviously, it didn't get to the point where it was at a price point I was willing to accept. Mm-hmm. So if it was, I would have signed on the dotted line.
Check this out then. So good damn thing he didn't take the contract last year, being as though the market rate for wide receivers where it is today. So it's a good damn thing that he didn't sign anything last year. He could have been that $7-9 million.
He could have been that wide receiver that reset the market and out there in San Francisco. With him being, like Jay Will say, like my bro Jay Will said, with him being 98% of the offense, I don't believe in a lot of these wide receivers getting the bag that they getting because they don't do it on all levels like Debo does. You could put Debo back there in the crunch as your kick returner, your punt return. You could put Debo in the crunch and your backfield. You could put Debo in the X, the Y, or the Z position. He is literally that good, and you should take care of him at all costs. It's a respect thing.
Well, you know what, guys? Good point, Mo. That is a good point. I didn't think about it from that aspect. But you know what, guys? You're right. He may end up resetting it because I guess you got to figure out what position he is because he's like a combo player. Was a wide receiver, was a running back. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. How do you pay? You're right. How do you pay him?
Yeah.
How, you know what I'm saying? So you're right. Will he reset the market in terms of from a pay standpoint? Because he brings so much to a team, especially from a versatile standpoint. I mean, you see what he's done the past couple of years in San Francisco. And Jay Will said it. It's 98% of that guy there on offense, pretty much, especially this year.
Yeah, when people look at the 49ers on tape, they don't respect Jimmy Garoppolo. They look at Trent Williams and they look at Deebo Samuels and George Kittle. That's the offense.
Ebony Lofton said, "Where is he going though?" It's safe to say, Ebony, he's not going to the Washington Commanders. That's not happening. So
he going to wherever they don't have a quarterback on one of those crazy deals. So it could be the Texans, it could be anywhere where they're not paying a quarterback and they can pay him accordingly.
One team that I think is going to make a move for him, guys?
Who's that?
Philadelphia.
Where they got the money at? Where the money going to come from?
Well, first of all, they got the draft capital. That's number one.
They do, but they can't pay him.
Why they can't pay him?
Not the money he want.
Why they can't pay him, Mo? Are you serious? You know how many? Come on, Mo. We all know these NFL, especially these upper echelon NFL teams know how to manipulate the cap at the end of the daggone day. A cap is a cap at the end of the day, man. I don't be paying attention to that 215, 220 $20 million threshold or what have you. Like I said, these financially savvy teams, they know how to manipulate the salary cap at the end of the day, so they can pay them, and they have the draft capital to give them. I think they got 3 first round. Actually, they got 2. I think they swapped with
they did.
with New Orleans and stuff like that. That's one team that that can really get them. I heard Dallas could make a move for them as well, but I'm like, how?
Yeah, how are we gonna?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing you just said.
It's the same thing for y'all to say so.
Dallas never ceases to amaze me. I'll put it that way. Mo, I'll let you finish your thought, but you keep saying Cap, and now I'm thinking Kaepernick because he in the news again this week.
Well, the problem is with him is he has to go to a team that had, like, I'll put it this way, what the Raiders are doing right now is not going to be great for long-term success. If he wants a team that's going to get him, has to be a team that has a quarterback on a rookie scale. You know what I'm saying? In order for it to be successful. I mean, I would love to have him in Dallas, but unless they want a banged up Michael Gallup, where we going to get that money from? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I trade him Michael Gallup in a heartbeat.
Don't sleep on Jerry Jones. So you already know. Yeah, he may have something up. He may have something up his sleeve at the end of the day. All right, go ahead, Mills. I know you was about to segue into Cap. Go ahead.
I just, do y'all really think that I know he's been working out, since he got put out of the league. I don't know if it was Charlotte. I don't know who they were talking about this week, pairing him with.
Let it go.
I can't remember.
Let the shit
isn't
go,
it time?
Man.
It's time to let it go.
It's time to kind of let that go.
Hey, Mills, what they say at Harlem Nights? Stop shooting that little shit. Get out of here, man. Hey, that ship has sailed in life, bro. In life, right? Just being honest, ladies.
Just being honest. Get that right. Okay.
We make life decisions, right? And our decisions have consequences. You made a stand, whether I believe in it or not.
True story.
It's a stand. And the NFL felt like it broke the system. Let's just call it what it is. And now you're paying the consequence for that decision.
There it is.
Right or wrong, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Give it up, bro. If you want to play football that bad, bro, the USFL going on right now. Get your goddamn jersey for the Birmingham. I don't know what the fuck their name is, but if you want to play ball that bad, go play for them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
At TC
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is my last point, though, team. I don't want to hear that bullshit about, oh, man, I just love playing football that much. No, the fuck you don't. You love them NFL checks the most. You know
and not on that, you sued the NFL and you got paid. You got paid, whether it was sick,
and
whether it was.
He's making money off of Nike, all the other stuff. He
absolutely got an endorsement with Nike and everything.
Okay,
right?
I just feel like I'm just tired. I'm like, dude, like, and you always show him working out. I'm like,
yeah.
He gonna look good in shorts and t-shirts because he is one of 30 people on the planet that can play for an NFL team and has and been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he has talent. Now, this is what I will say about Colin Kaepernick. And a lot of people say, well, he got blackballed from the league because if he could still ball at that Colin Kaepernick level that he was at in San Francisco when they went to the Super Bowl, they wouldn't have cared about him kneeling, standing, putting a black fist in the air. They wouldn't have cared.
There were enough teams with sorry quarterbacks that he could have stepped in and not hurt nothing.
So Mills, this is my point.
But how old is he now?
He's probably like 32, right?
Yeah. I think he's older than that. I thought he was like 37.
No, he ain't that.
He's not 37. He's not 37. Okay, my bad.
I'm about to look it up right now. But the talent has to warrant the headlines.
Okay.
And in order for you to take that kind of flack, when you're talking about the flag and patriotism, his talent has to be on a level with Russell Wilson or one of those premier quarterbacks. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm the Washington Commanders, I'll take my chances with Carson Wentz before I go with Colin Kaepernick.
Dang. But y'all don't believe in the rebirth, though. Like, I do think at this point, it's just dried up. But, sometimes you need a fresh team. Sometimes you need a different organization, a different system. Yeah. And you can make the comeback, but I mean, I think that just the timing is done.
Well, Mills, he did state that he's willing to become a backup. And
I think that's at best. I think that's 34. At best. But again, the time, right now, again, now I think it's the talent has waned a little bit. But again, still he could be a backup anywhere. He could be a backup in Cowboy land.
When you're a backup quarterback, right? You're often seen but not heard. You understand what I mean? And any team that he's going to, he's going to be sensational. That's why a lot of guys, like even Mike Vick at the end of his career, I think he still has some talent, but that teams aren't willing to put him on there because he's going to overshadow the starting quarterback. The first time, let's just say he in Dallas, right? We know Dak Prescott is average. It is what it is. He's a 4th round quarterback. He was going to be average, right? If he was really that good, he'd have got drafted in the 1st round. The first time Dak has a bad game, which he will, everybody in the media, the fans would all be clamoring to put Cap in, right? Mm-hmm. But when you got a motherfucker like I don't even know our backup quarterback, right? Nobody clamoring for him.
Yeah, whoever
I don't know it either.
Whoever, I think it's Cooper Rush. Nobody's saying put Coop in, because we know he trash. That's why a lot of teams don't have. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't have 2-star quarterbacks. You know.
True story. Hold on, guys, for 1 second. Hey, Mo, tell them what they need to do, bro.
Man, we're gonna need y'all to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Man, we need y'all, man. We need y'all.
Absolutely. Also, to our viewers and listeners, be on the lookout. We're going to put a free giveaway very soon via the No Cap Sports Show podcast. Whether it's going to be gift cards or whether it's going to be your favorite jersey or what have you. So definitely stay tuned and be on the lookout for that. That'll be coming soon your way. So look here, guys. I was thinking about something the other day, right? And, you know, my mind goes a lot of different ways and stuff like that. Hey, you know, don't be surprised by this, Mills. You know, I go a lot of different ways or whatever. So I want to get you guys' opinion in terms of body counts, right? And we all know what body counts is and stuff like that. Is it fair?
No, why don't you tell the people, Fred? Tell the people.
Tell them, Mo. Tell them what a body count is.
So, I mean, there's literally a lot of definitions. But for this conversation, I think we're talking about how many people that a man or a woman has slept with. So,
it is.
To segue into that, I will say this. It's 3 categories of asking, right? One, there's the category where if we're just together for one night, the weekend, or what, I don't care. You could have been with everybody on the football team. My uncle last week, it don't matter. Because it's not about that, right? Then you have the relationship where you're kind of younger, right? And you're just kind of entering into that stage where you're thinking about, all right, I want to settle down, but you're kind of insecure. I want to know how many people she's been with. And then the third category is somebody like me. I've been married for a good amount of years now, a decade plus. If something happened to me and my wife, I'm not going to care about your body count. Because at this point, the age group that I'm looking with, they probably got a pet cemetery. So it don't fucking matter. I'm not even going to ask. You know what I'm saying? Just, I need to know how many bodies you're going to be with when we together. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how many people you slept with before me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm secure now at 35 plus. I don't really care about all that. That's some high school shit. You
Absolutely.
know, at this point, those are the 3 categories that I'd be looking at, and fellas and ladies too. If you care about somebody, don't ever ask a question that you don't really want to know the goddamn answer to.
That is right there. That part right
at
there.
At the end of the day.
Absolutely. If you ain't ready for that answer, do not ask the question at all. For me.
Yeah, what you about to say?
Okay. So
I volunteer as tribute to go last.
Okay. I'm gonna make mine very quick. For me, I don't. Okay. It's man. Yeah. Get ready because it's gonna be a lot of up. Okay. So for me, from a general standpoint, I don't care. From my standpoint, in a sense, I do care, and I'm gonna go somewhere with this. Uncle Fredo gonna drop y'all off and then come pick you right back up. Okay. So for me, like pre-marriage, back, you know what I'm saying, back in my not so good days and stuff like that. So it seemed like I was always the one that attract the females, you know what I'm saying? The ones that I knew that had body counts and stuff like that. They had high body counts, but they wanted to settle down with me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why you want to settle down with me? Why I didn't get that same action that my uncle and my cousin got and everybody else got and stuff like that or what have you. I'm sorry to be messy with it, guys, and stuff like that.
No, hey, do your thing, brother.
But yeah, but for myself, that is important to me from that aspect. If I know that you slept with Dick, Tom, Terry, Tony, and Mike and stuff like that, and I know this thing, and I know this, and you know I know this, then I don't want that type of action like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that type of action. But from a general aspect or what have you, yeah, I mean, what you do is what you do at the end of the day. I'm keeping it simple as that. Go ahead, Mills. Tell them what you got.
Drop the mic on the Mills. Let's go.
I think the question that we should be asking, since this is very male dominated, and wanting to know what we do or what we have done, I think the real question should be, can you respect a woman who has sex as casually as a man?
Me personally,
yes.
I can. Because, like I said, my situation is different. I get where you're going with this, Mills. It is a promiscuity game. And there's players on both sides. Mm-hmm. If you're having casual sex with her, she has to have casual sex with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? There's an even exchange. So if it's okay and it's accepted for a man, then it should be okay and accepted for a woman if it's casual. My problem is when we enter into a monogamous agreement.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
If that isn't reciprocated, that's when it's a problem, because now you're trying to play me, and we ain't going for that.
Right.
And neither are we. Okay.
Okay.
Let's make it clear. Yeah.
True story.
It's grimy people on both sides, right?
It is.
However, you always hear it. Always find, for me, seems like some gentlemen have this ego trip that, and you forget what your numbers are, right? So I think honesty is, when you're getting into a relationship, be honest. Hey, you know what? You may have knocked down some people, right? Perhaps. So have I. So where are we now? Are we going to move forward, or are we going to get stuck on that? Because what you're not going to do is keep trying to throw that in my face, or, if I'm not throwing it in yours.
Right.
Now, again, if any of those numbers that I know about by name, and, let's say we walking down the street and they walking past, yeah, I'm gonna side eye you. I'm gonna see what you doing. Right. But again, if the key is honesty and respect on both sides of the game. Don't come here tripping when you got a whole closet full of skeletons.
I think it's more important about not the count, but what bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, explain that.
I was gonna pick it up, but go ahead, bro.
My thing is, right, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. If me and you kicking it in that capacity where it's past a casual thing, and I find out it's me, Fred, his significant other, and Mills has a significant other there, and it's like, well, I've been with Fred, I've been with Mills, I'm like, shit, man, I don't know if this shit gonna work, because me and Fred been kicking it for about 5-6 years. This shit ain't gonna work. I was at my man's wedding. I can't, because I'm going to see Fred all the time. I'm going to be wondering what the fuck y'all had going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's more or less what it is.
And I actually appreciate what both of you have said so far. There's still some time for y'all to go off the deep end, because I was fully I came here locked and loaded, right? I'm gonna just stay down here on this level right now, because women don't need to hear that all the time. Like, come on, it's the game is never equal. But I appreciate that both of you, your comments about it, because I thought, I can't. My girl, she can't eat. She can't have upwards of whatever. I saw that dumb TikTok you sent me, Fred. I was like, these two dummies.
I wasn't thinking it. That's what they said. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were.
It's not a better adjective to use than dummy.
Well, you got to think too, Mills. Like, so when you younger, right? Let's say you was, I don't know when you jumped out the porch. We'll say 18. We'll say 18, right? We know you're not 18. Now you might be 21.
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
When you 18, if your body count is 25, that's a fucking problem. That's a parenting issue, right?
That's a parenting
issue. As you grow and as you mature as a man and as your age, it's expected that I don't care anymore. Yeah. But at 18, I kind of care because, I'm like, hey, when did you jump off the porch? How many people you done been with since you jumped off the porch? Like, so it's important at a younger age.
Yeah.
But as you mature and for one, you live in your parents' house, so it ain't that many you should be with any goddamn way. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. As you get older and you can go and come as you please, and your monetary status changes, and you can kind of be with whoever, whenever, however, legally and with consent. No R. Kelly's in the room, allegedly.
Hey.
No,
allegedly, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't care. Now, 18, you asked me this question, I'd care a little bit.
Right. Yeah. And like you guys said earlier, like I said, if it's casual sex and stuff like that, man, it is what it is at the end of the day. And everybody enjoying each other, it's a vibe and stuff like that. But from a monogamous standpoint, if I know you slept with this person and I'm hanging, if I'm hanging with these people, and I know if I'm hanging with 10 people and I know you slept with 8 of these people, from a settling down aspect, I just don't see how you said Mills. It's just that curl. It just ain't gonna quite curl right with me, and that's gonna be in the back of my mind every time. And like I said, I've been in that situation before on the opposite end of what have you. So that's not a cool look at the end of the day, guys. But
you know why it's a double standard though. So it's not just on the surface, like it's a double standard because this person can bring the child home. Like, the song, it didn't say Mama was a Rolling Stone. It said Papa was a Rolling Stone. Because if Mama was a Rolling Stone, she gonna fuck around and catch a baby. And then the stone ain't gonna roll anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
she's gonna be down for a few months.
Yeah, she's gonna be down
for a
strong 9.
Because at the end of the day, let's just keep it all the way real. If you get out there and you get an STD, you get something different, you may not be able to bear children anymore. And then when you get into a situation where you want to settle down and you want said family, it cannot happen. So that's why I think traditionally that body count matters. But in today's society, when everything go, man, hey, when D-Wade's son, daughter kissing boys, it's anything go now. So I mean,
I'm sorry, Mills. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Yeah, Papa was a Rolling Stone, but I want to shout out all the single mothers out there raising their kids because there are so many. I mean, when I say superheroes, mothers are because they just do. And they put themselves second. And the dads, even if they sitting in the living room on the couch sometimes, don't think to do what the mothers do. Why do so many little kids with their dad taking them to soccer practice still be calling their mom, asking them what they're going to have for dinner? You with your dad.
Because every man got ADHD. I'm looking at the fucking stands, the grass, the trees. Hey, I'm distracted than a mother. I'm sorry. It's just in me.
But you know what, guys? This is what I want to say too. I don't want to get away from the subject in terms of what we're talking about. What I don't like, and this is how I've always been, and I understand women have to carry themselves in a respectful manner and stuff like this. And what I'm saying, they can't do certain things and stuff like that. But you know what? We got to somewhat grow with the times, right? In this day and age, man, you got a lot of women that think like men, and a lot of men can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They can't handle that at all. We feel a certain way, but at the end of the day, we suppress how we feel. You know what I'm saying? And and it's like, why can't you have an independent women out here that's doing it and stuff like that and want to date and have casual sex and stuff like that? If that's what I'm saying, if she's taking care of hers at the end of the day, if she want to get hers off, then that's what it is at the end of the day. That's absolutely.
Yeah, just be honest. Let me know that's what you want, and I'm gonna give you, what you want. It's too easy. But that ain't all guys though. I think a lot of times too is deeper than that. when you talk about single mothers, some guys superimpose their mom on the woman that they're dating or who they're interested in, because most men, they look for a woman that's either closely relatable to their mom or someone that the opposite. So they start looking at the woman as if she is like their mom or something like that. So I think that
you
has
know
to
what?
go with it.
We not.
Exactly, right?
Say it again. Say it again. So look here, guys. In closing, before we close up the show, this is a great show, by the way, guys. Hey, thanks to all our viewers and listeners out there. We appreciate you and love you, and definitely appreciate you rocking with us today. I want to throw this at you guys. It's just a surprise. I want you guys to name 4 or 5 things that a lot of people, or you can say the viewers and listeners, or a lot of people would never think or would never know about you. What's up, Burtis? What's up, family? What's up, Johnny Emerson?
Shit. 4 minutes too.
But no, you ain't got 4. Take your time, man. Take your time. We go past. We good. We live. So yeah, just think 4 or 5 things that no one really, you know what I'm saying? It can be quirky, it can be funny, that nobody knows about you.
Man,
I'll tell you what, and like I said, I'll go first, and while you guys marinate on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got 5 things that a lot of people don't know about me. Shout out to Ben Simmons. What's up, Johnny Emerson? Yeah, he free now, bro. So 5 things that people wouldn't know about me, right? Number 1, I failed kindergarten. It is what it is, man. So it is what it is. I know a lot of people like, how the hell did you fail kindergarten? But yeah, I failed kindergarten. I did that. And I know, Mills Lane, you're an educator. I get it. Yeah, I failed it. So it is what it is. Number 2, I watch Lifetime. And I don't give a damn what you got to say about it. I watch Lifetime faithfully, god dang it. So yeah, and ain't nothing soft about me. So I do watch Lifetime, bro. Yes, I do. Okay. Number 3, I can't eat brown eggs. It has to be white eggs. You know, the brown shell eggs?
Yeah.
I don't know why, man. Sound racist as hell or what have you, but I can't eat brown eggs. I don't know why it has to be white eggs.
I think COVID wiped them out anyway.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So I feel better about that. All right, number 4, I have a obsessive compulsive disorder. I am a neat freak. I have to have things a certain way. I can't go to sleep with dishes in the sink. Everything has to be clean. I am a serial cleaner. Everything has to be neat. Everything has to be straight. Everything has to be put in its proper space. And if it's 1 inch over, I'm gonna notice it and I'm gonna go crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Okay. Last but not least, number 5. You guys ever heard of Sugar Smacks and Sugar Crisp cereal?
Yeah.
When we was little?
Yeah.
I could never eat that shit because I used to think that they look like roaches to me. I could never eat it, man. So I'm just putting myself out there today, man. Yeah. So those are the 5 things that people would never know about me. So I just want to put that out there.
You gotta take it. I'm still like,
Okay.
Yeah, it's serious, cuz. It's serious over here.
So, like Fred, I failed kindergarten. I didn't go to school enough days, man. I ain't go to school enough days.
Oh man, it's a story behind that.
Let's see. Something that people wouldn't know about me. All right, I say it now that I've been in the Army for about 15, almost 16 years now. A lot of people that don't know me don't know that.
Thank you
for walking around the street.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? The backstory of why I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Being from South Carolina, we didn't have teams back in the day. So we're like 3rd or 4th generation Cowboy fans. Like my grandfather could tell you about Rayful Wright and Ed Too Tall Jones and everybody like that.
Yes.
So I just didn't hop on a bandwagon in the 90s. And that's what a lot of people don't understand when they say Steelers and 49er fans and even Packers fans and Raider fans. We've been there for the long haul. Even Browns fans too. I feel bad for y'all. Another one. What's another one? Oh, when I was growing up, you know how most kids they wanted to be an astronaut or like a teacher or something like that. I really, really, really wanted to be the Mac. Like I watched that movie. Yeah, I used to
You
like
chose
mimic the
me.
way he talked. Yeah, like I love that movie, and I really
It got to
wanted
be
to
a
be the
story
Mac.
behind this, Mo. We got to talk off the camera. We got to talk
Yeah,
off camera.
I really, really I saw it on a grainy VHS tape,
Oh
and I
man.
fell in love with that movie, The Mac. It's still one of my favorite movies to this day.
Okay.
Um, and this is another one about me. Except for Marvel movies, I always root for the bad guy in every movie.
Okay.
I want to
I
see
do
the
a little bit of
villain
that.
win, even though I know they probably not, especially
Right.
back in them Sylvester Stallone days.
You like Drago?
Yeah, I wanted Drago to beat the shit out. I was tired of them Rocky series, so I was hoping he'd beat his ass and it'd be the end of them. But
Oh
okay, and
man.
then the last but not least, let's see another weird quirk that okay. Growing up, a lot of people they like that show SpongeBob. Like it's got apparel. I always thought it was the dumbest fucking show ever. I thought people who like SpongeBob probably was gonna be mentally retarded. So I don't,
Whoa.
and I just didn't like it. I didn't understand it. So, but yeah, retarded is probably the wrong word.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're gonna mentally challenge. Yeah,
mentally
It is.
challenged.
challenge.
But
Yeah,
I came
I got
from
you.
from a different era. But yeah, those are some of the things that you might like. I literally hate SpongeBob. Him and Ed and Eddie, all those shows like that because they don't have any substance.
I agree. I agree with you 100% on that, bro. That's not my thing. It's this new generation of cartoons, but it is what it is. What you got? What you got for us, Mills? Before we wrap it up.
Look, I'm sitting here trying to write down real quick because I have terrible short-term memory. That's one thing. Like
Uh-oh.
terrible short-term memory. So,
Let
all
me
right,
write that down.
one
Remember
thing
myself.
I do that nobody knows is I don't even know if y'all know what this is. I count cars when I'm driving.
Oh, while you driving?
And I
What?
secretly try
That's
to
a
race
talent.
cars.
That's a
Like I'm
talent.
counting cars. Like
Are you
numbers are always
serious?
in my head. I count corners. So like you all are all in a box. So I count the corners, the squares. I count the outer box. I think I'm
Wow.
probably special and in a different
No.
way.
How long you been doing that, Mills? Like
Counting
forever?
cars.
Oh, the box thing.
The box is anything, any type of geometric shape that has a corner. That's just something I stare off and I do.
For how long
Wow.
though? Since you was like little?
Oh, little girl.
Wow.
Oh,
At
you was
least like
destined to
under
be a
9.
teacher. That's some teacher shit
It
right
was.
there.
So
Right.
I don't know if
Right.
y'all remember, but in the Cracker Jack box,
Mm-hmm.
there used to be this
Surprise.
circle drawing tool, and you would put your pencil in it, and it had little grooves, and you can draw what looks like stars or flowers.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm
Wow.
bored in a meeting, I do that on the paper. I'm a doodler. So, how
Wow.
people like some people are fine, they don't mess up their paper. I doodle. I do these star shapes, random.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't unpack from vacations for a very long time.
Oh,
You gotta explain that,
Y'all
man.
know a
You
couple
gotta
weeks
explain.
ago I went out of town,
Right.
and that suitcase is in my guest room. It's open at least, but it is still not unpacked.
okay.
That's no excuse, Mills.
It really isn't. And I'm messy. I'm the opposite of Fred. I am
Oh,
messy. When I get tired of something looking a mess,
That's
I'll get to it.
right.
But I am not the one that, like I come in, I never hang my coat up.
right.
I put it on the back of a chair.
Yeah, you wanted them.
Yeah, I'm one of them. My
You wanted them.
makeup caddy, like in my bathroom, like I can't understand how somebody can keep the bathroom sink without bottles and stuff around. Like I just, yeah, I'm that person.
Uh-huh.
And maybe one more thing, I hate cartoons.
Okay, so all right. Okay.
I grew up liking them, but
Yes,
now
right.
I
the
just
days.
can't even.
Okay, so I ain't the only
We're all on
one.
the same page. I
Yeah.
I
can't.
never finished Nemo.
She said, "Do you?" Abby said, "Do you, boo boo?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
I
you
can't watch these cartoons today. Yeah, I can't get with it all. And I
nah.
got grandkids that be looking at all types of stuff, and I'm just like, they looking at me like, why you don't understand what we're looking at? But yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I mean the cartoons back in the day, they used to have like lessons and stuff. Like
Absolutely.
Scooby Doo and stuff like that. They used to, they had
Yeah,
little
Super
lesson at the
Friends,
end, you know what I'm saying? Conjunction function, caught that. You got that
conjunction
on
function.
yeah,
Absolutely,
even though I
man.
caught it in syndication, I ain't catch it live, but
Exactly.
it still was rolling. Fat Albert was another one I caught in
They don't know
syndication.
about that. They don't know about
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
Mo.
Mush
all
Mouth.
of them
You preaching to
had
them, Mo.
like real life lessons in there. All
True
right,
story.
you know what I'm saying? So no, I couldn't get down with even Doug. That's a cartoon that came out during my era. There was life lessons in there about peer pressure and wanting to be liked and doing certain things and getting bullied because Doug was getting bullied back in the day.
Right.
So there was different life lessons. Like I think where it stopped, they had this thing called Cat Dog. When Cat Dog came out, cartoons were never the same.
Nah,
I've
bro.
never heard of either of those.
Yeah, I'm like Woody Woodpecker, Super Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
Bugs Bunny, all that stuff. Yeah.
speaking of Bugs Bunny, some of y'all
Road Runner.
cartoons was racist. Cause that rooster, he
Yeah.
was racist.
I say.
Yosemite Sam was a Confederate general. You know what I'm saying? So
But that will speak to the revisionist history that we got here in Virginia, where we ain't noticed nothing.
Sure didn't.
We ain't noticed nothing.
Sure didn't. Sure didn't. Look here, bro. I already told you, Mo, from the beginning when we first started when we did episode 1 and 2. I didn't know T.C. Williams was white. I thought he was black. So that should
I
tell
didn't
you.
know that. But again, it came up. It came up like that he was a racist, but it didn't stick, and it obviously didn't bother us enough to care.
It sure had did.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us, we still say T.C. Williams when it's actually Alexandria City High School at this time.
I still do.
And it's a lot of the people from the late 80s and the 90s that's like, it's hard to flip your
It
brain
is. I can't say Alexandria
they
City
never
School.
made it a problem, and it should have been made a problem.
Well, when you've been institutionalized, Mills, it's a problem. Because we still celebrate Columbus Day, although this motherfucker ain't do nothing.
Talk about STDs.
He ain't discovered. I'll tell you what he did. He enslaved a lot of people.
Yeah, how you gonna discover something that was already here? Huh?
He knocked down a few and spread a few too.
He knocked them down, did he?
His body count.
Yeah, for real.
Nasty.
Nasty.
A village, a couple villages.
Exactly. Hey guys, look here, man. What are your final thoughts before we go ahead and get up out of here, man?
I want everybody to just have a great rest of their week.
Absolutely.
Stay positive. We're talking about mental health awareness on my show this week, and
tell them what that show is, huh?
Just Being Honest with Mills Lane. But and talking about normalizing mental breakdowns, and mental breakdowns look like a whole lot of different things. Mental breakdowns could be you laid out on your couch after work. Mental breakdowns could be, you crying. Mental breakdowns could be you getting into a depression. And, one thing that the therapist that was on my show talked about is the sense of community and what we have in the Black community and how that has helped us heal. Because, think back to, African women and drummers and dancing. That was community healing right there.
Right.
And that's why, a lot of females, we have, Friday night wine nights. Because like I said last night, I could be on a 2, and once my girls leave here out of 10, I might be at a 7. So I healed. Right. So let's keep that in mind.
Agreed. Like I said, I couldn't agree more. We definitely need to keep that in mind. And like I said, mental health awareness is very important, and it's definitely something that we definitely need to pay attention to, and not only pay attention to, but constantly discuss.
Mm-hmm. So, especially for y'all, like y'all gotta talk about your traumas. You know what I'm saying? Women, we are a lot better at it, and it's not stigmatized as much to seek therapy, but I didn't had a few friends. I put that way.
Right.
I mess with y'all ain't gonna be counting
No,
my
it's all
bodies.
no, it's you good, man.
I'm just saying.
How many we talking? 3,
We
5,
ain't talking about
10?
none ya. Whatever you say, none
Man,
ya.
your damn business, God
None of
dang
your
it.
5,
business.
10?
But look here, that table, that picnic table, look real broke up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to deal with y'all traumas and
We
stop
do.
bringing them into relationships.
Relationships.
Well, and it starts with like not decriminalizing, but stopping the stereotypes with certain words. I apologize for saying retarded. That's definitely an 80s, 90s baby
good, bro.
word.
Again.
So you shouldn't
yes.
say it. It's
Right.
mentally challenged, you know.
Right.
And the definition of what mentally challenged is separated. Just because somebody is not functioning properly doesn't mean that they're slow. They may just have a learning disorder.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? That's some, and that in itself creates mental health problems. Because if you're functioning with everyone else, but you can't get it as quickly as they can, you feel some type of way.
Right.
I'll be honest with you that I still am fueled by that to this day, because I didn't miss so many days in kindergarten. I was so behind that I always am competing with my contemporaries. That I gotta finish before them. I gotta beat them. I gotta be the best. I don't get up at 5:30 in the morning to go run for my health. It's because I know somebody else at 5:30 is getting up and they're gonna be working.
That's
and I want to make sure I'll work them.
That's
understand
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
so
real.
That's just honestly, and you're right, we do have to deal with our mental health. This is therapeutic for me because we all got a story to tell. Some of it, you got statute of limitations, you got to wait a little bit longer. Some
I got 2 years and 9 months. And I can go ahead and talk about this.
Yeah, some of them are PG, but you know they mean a lot to you. So this is definitely a space that I hope our viewers and the listeners that they can comment and they feel, you know, a part of the team, that they can come here and give us some of their ideas. We're not gonna judge you. You understand what I'm saying? So this is our space to be able to have safe conversations, say what we want within reason, and get some things off our chest.
And absolutely, and to go ahead and end the show, man. Like at Mills, I definitely appreciate you bringing up that, because, like I said, the tagline says, "Where sports and convos collide." Where sports and convos collide, and this is what this show is all about. And like I said, we've talked about mental health awareness on a couple of episodes already. But guess what? It's more to come, because this is definitely something that we definitely need to talk about, not only as a people, but especially as Black men. Something we shy away from that big time. We put our pride to the side for some reason, and I know I've been guilty of it and stuff like that. But you're absolutely right, Mills. We got to step up to the plate and start talking about it, and start talking about these traumas, and start seeking help. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it.
We need help from y'all ladies too.
Absolutely.
Not to cut you off, Fred,
you're right, bro. You're right, bro.
When ladies say they want a strong Black man, you have to define what that is. Like, you want somebody physically being able to lead, but if they have mental problems and they come to you with them, you got to be able to accept that. Just like we accepting that body count or whatever you coming with, you got to be able to accept, or not, either one, but allow them to get whatever they offer. Don't look at them any differently. If a man comes to you and says, "Hey, for instance, this is how I had to grow up and this is what I experienced," it shouldn't be that you judge him and think of him less as a man, because that's who he was and not who he is right now.
There it is.
Yeah. And that all comes with maturity and honesty, and having somebody that's going to be your partner that's down for you, because not everybody else can take it, and not everybody has to take it, right? That might be a sign that, you know what, I don't want that energy, and you know, I love you from a distance, but I can't handle that and deal with my stuff too. So sometimes you got to agree to just, it may not, that may not be your person. But no, I appreciate that, and I think we should, you know, just keep bringing this up and keep normalizing it, because there's nothing wrong with it. No, it's just for so long we just didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't. We normalized a lot of stuff that shouldn't have been normalized. You know what I'm saying? But it was the era that we came up with. It wasn't as prevalent as it is now back then. But you're right, especially in this day and age, it's definitely things that we definitely need to talk about and discuss and get healing from, you know, from every aspect, women and men at the end of the day. But
and I'll say this real quick, not to cut you off,
Fred,
no, you good, but you all know I do stand-up comedy, and you know, one thing about studying comedians is that we all messed up, right? A lot of that comedy comes from pain. And I was like, wow, it's not just me. Like, oh my goodness. So, once if you have your favorite comedian and you go see me, like they are cracking you up, understand that funny and that talent to write it down a lot of times comes from traumas that we are processing on stage.
They say sometimes you gotta laugh and stop from crying, huh?
Oh, shizzle.
Right. Yeah, the crack keep calling me Richard. It says smoke me, Richard.
On that note, guys, look, hey, we appreciate you vibing out with us tonight. Until then, we'll see you next Wednesday night, babe. Same time, same bat station. We love you.
Bye, y'all.